Have you ever heard the whispers about Shoals Lake in Arkansas? They say something ancient and massive lurks in its deep, murky waters. For generations, locals have traded stories, campfire tales of gigantic alligators, creatures of myth that few had ever laid eyes on. But legends, as we know, often have a grain of truth. Our story kicks into high gear one sweltering summer day. A group of adventurous teenagers, fueled by curiosity and a healthy dose of disbelief, decided they would be the ones to solve the mystery. They launched their boat, determined to explore the lake's most hidden coves and secret corners. Pushing through the tall, swaying grasses that lined the banks, the afternoon sun beat down on them. The water was still, almost too still. Suddenly, a shadow fell over their small boat, a darkness so vast it blotted out the sun. They looked up, their hearts pounding in their chests, and there it was, a gigantic alligator, its sheer size defying all logic. The creature was as long as their boat, its armored hide like ancient rock, and its eyes, as big as saucers, regarded them with an intelligence that felt ancient and profound. Fear, cold and sharp, gripped the teenagers. They were frozen, expecting the worst. But the colossal creature simply blinked its slow nictitating membrane, gave a gentle swish of its powerful tail, and then, as silently as it appeared, it slipped back beneath the surface, vanishing into the green depths. The teenagers raced back to shore, their story tumbling out in a rush of adrenaline and awe. It was a tale so incredible, it could have been dismissed. But their genuine terror, mixed with wonder, was undeniable. The story of their encounter didn't just spread, it exploded like wildfire. It jumped from town to town, state to state, until the name Shoals Lake was on the lips of adventurers and curiosity seekers across the globe. Soon, a new kind of rush began. Not for gold, but for a glimpse of the legendary gators. Tourists flocked to Shoals, their cameras and binoculars ready. The town boomed, with charter boats and local guides offering tours into the heart of the legend. People would spend hours on the water, their eyes scanning the surface hoping to see a ripple, a shadow, a sign of the giants below. The phenomenon didn't just attract tourists, it captured the attention of the scientific community. Biologists and herpetologists were fascinated. How could alligators, typically warm-weather reptiles, not only survive but thrive to such an immense size in the colder waters of a deep reservoir like Shoals? They descended on the lake, setting up research stations and deploying underwater cameras. What they discovered was astonishing. This unique colony of alligators had undergone remarkable adaptations. Their metabolism had slowed, allowing them to conserve energy in the cooler temperatures. And their hunting technique, it was a masterclass in patience. Unlike their southern cousins who actively stalk prey, the Shoals gators were ambush predators of the highest order. They would lie motionless for hours, sometimes days, perfectly camouflaged in the underwater landscape, waiting for an unsuspecting fish or turtle to swim just a little too close. Then, with a speed that defied their massive size, their powerful jaws would snap shut. Over time, fear turned into respect, and respect blossomed into a unique form of coexistence. The giant alligators of Shoals Lake became its guardians, its most famous residents, a living symbol of the wild, untamed spirit of Arkansas. Strict regulations were put in place to protect them. No wake zones were established in their primary habitats, and people learned to admire them from a safe distance, understanding that these were not monsters, but magnificent survivors from another time. The legend became a legacy. The story of the teenagers' encounter is now retold to every new generation, a reminder of the day the myth became reality. The alligators continued to thrive, their presence a constant, reassuring pulse in the heart of the lake. They attract tourists who bring prosperity, and researchers who expand our knowledge of the natural world. And so, the legend of the giant alligators of Shoals Lake lives on, a testament to nature's incredible ability to adapt, and to the peaceful harmony that can exist between humanity and the wild. If you ever find yourself in Shoals, Arkansas, and you head down to the water's edge as dusk settles in, just listen. You might hear the faint splash of a massive tail, and if you're really lucky, you might just see a pair of ancient eyes watching from the depths. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. If you love stories about local legends and mysterious creatures, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. Until next time, keep exploring.